Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Marianna, WFLQ Port St. John, Paula Pese, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And good morning, and welcome to the Hot Tub Show with Jeremy Pritchett and Tommy Santamont. Man, how y'all doing today?
Good.
Doing great, Coach.
Y'all both look excellent. That's all. Oh, again, this Sunday, what service? You go every morning at 8?
I won't be there this Sunday. I'll be out.
Oh, that's right. Well, good. So we'll get you. All right. No.
I'll go to 10:30.
10:30. That's the one I want to go to, right?
Okay.
I
Come
can
on.
wear blue jeans and everything else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on. 8:15, 9:30, 10:45. First time at this church.
Looking forward to that. Going to listen to Jeremy this weekend.
He said, bring you $10 to get in.
You know, I always leave that billfold in the car. I don't know what they send me back out there to get it. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I told you, look, we got to go. Really not going to be. That's right. You're going out of town.
Yeah,
a lot of folks out of town spring break.
Well, I want to come where a lot of people see me. When's a good time to come?
You can sit in the very back. Come in and sit in the back.
No, I like when he's halfway got cranked up, and I go and interrupt him, and he looks at me, gives you that look he's got. No. Anyway, tell everybody what church we're talking about.
First United Methodist Church, Panama City, downtown. I tell you, great group of folks there. You know, a lot of our folks are connected through that Community Life Center, and Ryan Mulvey is in here quite a bit. And Ryan, I think he's
that's Coach Ryan Mulvey.
Yeah, Coach Mulvey. He's got a volleyball team that plays there. We have basketball there. So if you've been in that Community Life Center, the number of people that come through that facility each and every day is just amazing.
Yeah. I tell you what, since they've moved here, they really have done an incredible job getting involved in the community. They're wonderful people. Beth worked with Steve, accounts, and with Mark down 30A. He's done an incredible job. She's broken off and started her own business. Brian's done an unbelievable job at Bay Point Golf with Mr. Warren down there. So really proud of all the things he does. And he is a great, great coach. My granddaughter played for him in several different sports and really enjoyed it. I mean, he's really good with the kids.
He is. He was a little competitive.
Yeah. I mean, besides hitting them in the back with a whip and stuff, and they don't come off the ball quicker. No, I'm telling you, he really is great. There's no doubt about that. And I'm excited. Every Thursday we got these two in here. They do an incredible job, and we're all pumped up. We finally got Coach coming on at 8:15. Mosley baseball. Looking forward to that. Baseball season so big down here. The Panhandles, and well, heck, the entire state, especially in Bay County, we are known for baseball. We got some of the best baseball coaches around. Tommy, you got something about sports there I think you want to share with everybody. Yeah,
we talk and we promote sports on this show all the time, and all of us have been involved in athletics our whole lives, and a lot of times people ask you, why do the kids play athletics? Well, I found this on Facebook, and some of you out there might have read this. It's from a woman her daughter plays fast pitch softball, and she wrote this. Someone asked her, she said, people always ask, why do you pay so much money for a kid to do sports? She says, well, I have a confession to make. I don't pay for my kid to do sports. Personally, I could care less about what sport she does. So I am not paying for sports for what I am paying for. I pay for those moments when my kid becomes so tired she wants to quit but doesn't. I pay for those days when my kid comes home from school and is too tired to go to her training, but she goes anyway. I pay for my kid to learn to be disciplined, focused, and dedicated. I pay for my kid to learn to take care of her body and learn how to correctly fuel her body for success. I pay for my kid to learn to work with others and to be a good teammate, gracious in defeat and humble in success. I pay for my kid to learn to deal with disappointment when they don't get that placing or title they hope for, but still they go back week after week giving their best shot. I pay for my kid to learn to make and accomplish goals. I pay for my kid to respect not only themselves, but others, officials, judges, and coaches. I pay for my kid to learn what it takes hours and hours and years of hard work and practice to create a champion, and that success does not happen overnight. I pay for my kid to be proud of small achievements and to work toward long-term goals. I pay for the opportunity for my child has and will make lifelong friends, create lifelong memories, to be as proud of her achievements as I am. I pay for my child that can be in the gym and stood in front of a screen. I pay for these rides home when we make precious memories talking about practice, both good and bad. I pay so that my child can learn the importance of time management and balancing what is important, like school and keeping grades up. I could go on, but the short, I don't pay for sports. I pay for the opportunities that sports provides for my kid, my kid to develop attributes that will serve her well throughout her life and give her the opportunity to bless the lives of others. From what I've seen so far, I think it's a great investment.
Yes, sir. That's good. Outstanding.
Spot on.
Yeah, the things you learn from sports, you can't be taught in a classroom. And I say it all the time that we all know the teachers are underpaid, all the paperwork they put on them. And it's not just Bay County. We're talking about the state puts all this paperwork on teachers, and then the undisciplined kids and the coaches. I mean, that's really the last true discipline they get. They put it on them. I feel bad for the teachers. I pay for the coaches. They're not getting paid very much, and I appreciate the ones that are sticking it out. You guys look how many people now, they're looking for teachers all over the state,
right.
And especially here in Bay County. You can't get them. They're not staying. And this is our youth. This is our future we're talking about. And it's just sad.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I'll be honest, the only reason I got into this profession, I wanted to coach. It wasn't I wanted to teach. I wanted to coach. And I think most coaches will tell you that. So sports is a big part of our lives. I just hope the new superintendent is who they bring in. I know the governor's going to bring in something pretty good. I do hope it's kind of an outsider. That way, everybody's going to have to be on their toes.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope he picks somebody, the new superintendent, I hope he cares about sports. I really do, because sports are so important. You see it firsthand. You direct county AD for 23 years.
Yep.
And it's like Ron Movey, the young people that are coaching their young kids right now. Mm-hmm. And Jeremy, I've said this off there. I said on there, I wish you would kind of start a school there. I think we need good Christian private schools here in this county that are strong in sports and everything else. I think that'd be outstanding. Because most of the problem is with these teachers, you have kids that come there really want to get educated, that have been raised the proper way, and they care about it. And you got other kids coming there really don't care. They screw the classroom up. The teacher can't teach, yet that kid stays in school. Mm-hmm. I think we need more alternative schools. If you get in trouble, you're going downtown and you're going to sit there with the rest of the kids like, you are what you hang around with. Yep. You don't hang around, you'll make good grades, hang around smart kids. Yep. You want to be a thug, hang around thugs, you'll become one sooner or later.
Right, and we've proved over the years in Bay District schools that playing sports doesn't mean that you're a dumb person. We've shown that sports, they have over a 3-point great GPA and still do athletics and do their homework.
Oh yeah, and you know, we got here. You told me all those people on the honor rolls, they're all in sports. Yep. It's crazy. I mean, it just shows you how important it is. They learn those disciplines. I think we got a phone call right now. Let's take this. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach. How y'all this morning?
Hey, Rob. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. I just need to get my morning fix here on this. And y'all are the experts to answer this question, and I've had it ever since Bill has decided he's going to step down. Why is he waiting until the end of July, 3 weeks before the school starts, probably 2 weeks before school starts, and you're not going to be able, the new person's not going to be able to get in there and get their people into the top positions, like, you know, you understand what I'm saying? That it seems to me that for the lack of another word, selfish on his part to not let someone come in and have the whole summer to take over and make the schools, you know, their schools.
I'm with you. If you're going to get out, get out. and let the new guy come in. As soon as the governor picks somebody, he should kind of say, well, he's got sick leave. Maybe he will step aside and let the guy come in.
I think probably the governor's going to put him in there way before Husfeld leaves because he needs that time together, and hopefully he'll be able to get some of his people in there. Like you say, you're right. I mean, that's he needs the time to get his staff going and
make the changes.
Going.
Yeah, make the changes they need to make. New principals at different schools. You know, one thing we have something in this county, and I think they do it in most of the counties. And going back to Bill, I think he'll do the right thing. When they get the right guy in there, he'll help them as much as he can. He'll step aside. He'll do the right thing. I'm sure of that. But we got some of the best teachers they pull out of schools, and they make them. I never got this. You take your best teachers out, make them coaches, and they go around teaching the teachers how to teach. Well, if you do the right job and hiring the right person, you don't have to do that. Let's hire the right people. You don't have the best teachers should be in the classroom teaching, not teaching other coaches or other teachers to come. I thought that's what the college was for. I thought that's what I don't get that part of it. Tell me.
Well,
if I got a great assistant coach, I'm not going to take him out off the field and let him go around teaching all these other coaches. He's going to be on the field coaching my players.
Unfortunately, a lot of those people complain about the school board office and being a bunch of deadbeats out there. That's not true at all. No. Because like you say, a lot of those are prime teachers. But what they're looking for, they're looking to advance their educational opportunities and go up and that, make a little bit more money and get in maybe to be a principal one day. But you're right, though. A lot of those are really good teachers out there in the school board office.
That's what I think that was happening is that they take a lot of people out of the classrooms and out of the schools and give them administrative jobs to give them more money and all that. Well, why not just give them more money while they're teaching?
Amen.
You're right.
I have to scratch my head when they do things like that. It's like now you are promoting them. I got that, and they're paying them more money. I got that. But leave them in the classroom where they're more successful at, and now you got to hire somebody new that's not, it just seems kind of crazy to me. I like people that have been teachers that have been there forever. Have that experience.
I think, too, they'll say that what they're getting out of the colleges towards teaching, they just not getting the job done, so they have to be coached up by professional teachers or veteran teachers, which in the old days we didn't have that, and it worked out pretty good. But maybe, I don't know who's right. I really don't. I can't say one way. Me personally, I wish my son and daughter had the great teachers teaching them, not the ones that, going around teaching. I'd rather them be in the classroom teaching than doing the other thing. That's just me. Let them do that after school, pay them money after school to have meetings and stuff and teach them. But we got to get the best teachers in the classroom. And if they're not doing their job, you got to get rid of all the problems that started is because administrators weren't doing their job. That's just the bottom line. I've talked to old superintendents. They'll tell you that. He said the bottom line, they didn't get rid of teachers that couldn't teach back in the day. I'm talking back in the 80s now. Mm-hmm. So they had to come up with all this paperwork to be able to get rid of people. Mm-hmm. And if they'd done the right thing at the beginning, you got 3 years to give them a beginning contract. If they're not getting the job done, get rid of them.
Right.
And really, truly, that's the problem.
That's just not teachers. That's everywhere where you have a union that's protecting the unions. To me, and I've dealt with some of the biggest unions in the world, the Teamsters. And they protect the people that need to be gotten rid of.
Right.
And the ones that don't need their protection, they don't need a union protecting them anyway. They're going to go out and do the right thing.
Yeah.
But you can't get rid of the bad apples. That's the problem when you have the unions.
Yeah, I just want the coaches to be paid more too. They're out there working their tails off. Tommy, what do they make maybe an hour? Maybe 10 cents an hour the time they put in what their supplements pay. Yeah. They used to pay, you were the county AD, you used to take care of the coaches. You used to pay them summer hours and things like that, and then that went away. Yep. It's all kind of gone downhill a little bit.
Yeah, and just like I told you before, you have to have someone advocating for you in the county law office level. If you don't get the summer coaching hours. It goes away. And when they have budget cuts, the first thing it goes is extracurricular activities, athletics. Right. They try to cut it back.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, they say all the money's been spent on the beach and all the money's being spent here and there. I don't know what the facts are, but, just quit making excuses. Let's try to get the job done. If we can't, give somebody else another opportunity to go in there and get it done. That's all you can do.
You know, and this is the thing, they keep saying, oh, we don't have money, and then, a day or two ago, they just decided, oh, we're going to throw $25 million into this pot over here to look at this for for a little while.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, where did that $25 million come from,
Yeah.
you know? And that's transparency. And then I guess we need to really talk on sports, because if Randy's listening, I'm sure he's having a fit.
Well, it all ties in. I mean, we're talking about these teachers. These coaches are teachers. I mean, they are.
Absolutely.
You want to have good sports teams, you got to hire the best coaches, and they are teachers. Hey, Rob, I hate to do it. We got to get off. We got Mosley baseball coming up. Make sure you keep listening, okay?
Y'all have a good one, Coach. Y'all have a great day, and y'all
Bye, Rob.
be
Thank you,
careful
buddy.
out there.
Hey, Tommy, they showed me a picture of Rob. He sent in here back in, I think it was a 1980 picture. They had caught a 14-foot gator out in Callaway. He was that sucker's stud now. That's a good-looking guy. Rob, he is now. All right, let's talk about something else. We went to J. Michael's yesterday for Wednesday spaghetti. It was outstanding. I'm telling you, the best you'll get anywhere. Get out to J. Michael's, best seafood, coldest beer, but Wednesdays is special. The only day they do it, every Wednesday and Wednesday night, J. Michael's Spaghetti is really good. Chuck Tucker, love your brother, South Oak Title and Closing, #1 for all real estate needs. You're going to go to closing, you demand Chuck Tucker, you say, we're going to use South Oak Title and Closing. Hey, it's your deal. No surprises. South Oak Title and Closing. Stevenson Air Conditioning feels really good right now. Stevenson Air Conditioning, I don't care what time, day or night, it breaks down, they'll be there for you. They are locally owned, local people taking care of local people. Make sure you choose. And as a matter of fact, I saw their truck in Bay Point yesterday, driving around there doing some work. Appreciate all my friends in Bay Point using Stevenson Air Conditioning. They are #1. Buffalo Rock, thank you guys for everything you do. We'll be right back, and hopefully we're going to have Coach on from Mosley, one of the top coaches in the Southeast. Looking forward to visiting with him. We'll be right back on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida is taking it to the home. Your home for the most live college basketball in the Gulf Coast. The ACC, SEC, and the biggest games in the country. Plus the official station of March Madness.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
Hear every slam dunk in ultra-high fidelity right here.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Thursday weather forecast, a blend of sun and clouds. Temperatures in the mid-70s today, on the east wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy skies overnight, about 65 for the low. A weather front coming in Friday with a chance of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Partly sunny in the mid to upper 70s on Friday. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
By now, you've heard us talking about Tiger TV Pro. Hi, David Hayes from the Afternoon Underdogs, here to remind you about this incredible streaming service with over 6,000 premium channels. And the cost, you ask? $15 a month. Yes, only $15 a month. Every sports channel is available, including the ACC and SEC Network, the NFL, NBA, MLB, HBO, Showtime, and thousands more. For more info, go to our website at espnpc.com. Scroll down and click the Tiger logo.
Now, it's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to ESPN Northwest Florida. I want to thank Rob for the call in this morning. Tommy Santamont, Jeremy Pritchett with us this morning, and finally we got Coach on. Coach Howard, sir, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I appreciate you calling.
I appreciate you coming on, and I want to apologize. Last week we had a screw up trying to get you on here, and I think I was kind of rude, and I want to apologize for that. I'm just happy that you're on the.
No, we're good.
I'm happy on the show. Glad you're in Bay County. You're taking over one of the best baseball programs in the state, and you came from one of the best programs in the Southeast. And I guess you talked to Coach last week about his background. But Coach, how's it been for you? This is the first time I've had a chance to interview you. How's it been for you since you moved here to Bay County? How you like it, and how they treat you over there at Mosley?
Well, I go way back with Doug Lee, and I'm just happy to be here. I tell you what, everybody's been so professional and just so gracious toward accepting me and my staff, for that matter.
Now, you've been at the biggest of schools. The program you built over there in Georgia is incredible. The support there, I'm sure, was unbelievable. How you finding it here for us? The financial support, the backing of the boosters, stuff like that? Has it been pretty good for you?
Oh, it's been incredible. It's been amazing, really. It's just that our kids are spoiled. I told Tony Payne, I said, y'all spoiling the coaches too. It's ridiculous how much resources and what they're trying to do to support us in every way. So we really don't have any gripes or complaints or excuses for not being the best we can, because they're doing above and beyond what most programs do.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, those people over in Lynn Haven are outstanding. Coach, lucky to have you. Glad you're here. Jeremy's got a question for you. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Hey, Coach. Good to talk with you again. I was just curious, when's the last time you had a ball game end at about 3 in the morning?
I never had one that basically that late. I've had some summer games close to it, but not I've been in that 1 and 2 o'clock range, but I've never been in the 3 a.m. range.
That was quite a weekend you all had up at LaGrange there. It looks like you split them 2 and 2. A couple of Florida teams dealt some losses, but you handled LaGrange there, a host team, in what must have been a great ball game well after dark. So tell us a little bit about your trip up north.
It was. I mean, it was great competition. We could have won all 3, and we could have lost all 3. So we had several chances. We got beat the second game 9-8 in 9 innings, and we had a 3-run lead going into the 7th and lost that one, and then got beat in extras. And the next one was 18-14, and our kids never gave up, but we kept keep fighting back and trying, and basically we had several chances in that game to win it.
Now, going back on the road this weekend up to Beauregard, what do you know about them?
We're playing them, and I think they're a AAA or Quad A, but then we turn around and play 2 7A schools, and both of them are ranked in the top 5 in Alabama, and Tuscaloosa County and Auburn High School.
Are you playing the games at Auburn High?
I think Auburn. We are. We're playing Beauregard at Beauregard, but Auburn and Tuscaloosa County at Auburn. And I think Auburn's got 5 or 6 D1 commits, so it's going to be a tough test for us.
That's the one I'm really looking forward to, having officiated up there in Alabama. Auburn's a perennial program. I mean, they are solid year in, year out, so you're going to get to kind of test your guys against the best of the best in Alabama for sure.
Yes, I think Tuscaloosa is 12-1, I think, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good. Well, are you a little road weary yet? Are you ready to be in the friendly confines of Panama City?
I am. We got one more tournament after this, but I know our fan base and our faculty at the school are giving us a hard time about being on the road. They want us to play. We played one home game so far, so that'll change after next week, though.
Very good.
Coach, when I saw the Country Day, this is Tommy Samwatt, by the way. When I saw the Country Day score, I thought y'all was playing football instead of baseball, 18-14. But it looks like your kids are hitting the ball pretty good in all the games you played so far.
We have, and we played some quality teams. We hadn't probably faced the elite pitchers that we're going to down the road, but we played some really quality and elite teams. But the way the tournament fell in the rain, and so we have not faced the best of the best arms. So.
Your pitcher's doing pretty good. Also, you feel, have you got your bullpen going pretty good? Do you think?
Yeah, we've had some pleasant surprises. Yeah, our pitchers have done. We hadn't really been hit hard. We've had trouble finding the plate though. We've had some games where our walks and strikeouts are skewed and not in the proper order we want them to be.
Coach, I wanted to ask you something. I'm looking at your career. What you've done is really amazing. What talent-wise, you've only been here a short period of time. You've taken over a program here. Talent-wise, here in the Panhandle, compared to where you came from, what's the difference? What is the difference like?
Well, I think everybody down here has players. We had a situation that. I had a kid make the big leagues last year, and then the year before I had another one. But seems like everybody is good. You don't have a lot of just one particular school that majors in one particular sport. Where baseball down here, everybody has players, whether it's Class A, private, 6A, 7A, whatever. Everybody's got 2 or 3 players, that can beat you anytime.
Yeah, that's
regardless of classification.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I wanted to hear that from you because I've always thought baseball, especially in the Panhandle, was so big and so important. What's it like? It was the same thing, I guess, in Georgia. Everybody, I played. Once you play, you think you know everything about baseball, and you're the expert coach. When somebody does something wrong, you got all the answers. Is it the same way in Georgia that when they start walking? Is everybody's coaching baseball in the youth leagues? The same thing up there where you came from?
Where I came from, it was a baseball town. There was, Columbus has always had a professional team, probably up to the last 10 years, back in the 30s. So, a lot of that talent was homegrown. A lot of the professional players, came in there and stayed, married Columbus women, whatever, and took their wives there, grew up in the area. So, but Columbus is always known for its baseball and golf. So they've always been traditionally known in that Columbus, Phoenix City area. Russell County's had, some guys in the big leagues. So has Shaw High School. So has, of course, Columbus. Yeah, there's a lot of outstanding baseball players there. But the Georgia schools traditionally are a little bit bigger, for the football. I think we played. We were scheduled. We got rained out. We were scheduled to play Mill Creek, and they won 7A football, and I think they had something like that, 4,000 students. And the kids can tell you that the facilities there in Georgia, I don't know if it's due to the lottery, but, everybody had a football indoor facility. Everybody had a baseball indoor facility, and it was pretty impressive for them.
Yeah. Jeremy, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, I'm familiar with that Columbus, Phoenix City area. I haven't lived there a few years. You mentioned Russell County. We talked about Tony Rasmus and all those Rasmus boys that went on to play and that had a Little League World Series team. Across the river there to Columbus where you were. And I think what you're pointing to is a community that is placed an emphasis on making sure that it's a priority for the kids and the facilities and talent and all of that. Just it really does breed success and create an environment for success. And so you have seen that.
Yes, I've seen it firsthand, no question.
Coach, I hate to do it. We have run out of time. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll call you next Thursday, 7:15, and see how you did, and we'll talk more about your players and your schedule and everything else. Thank you again, Coach, for coming on. Appreciate it, sir.
Oh, I appreciate the covers. Thank you all.
Thank you, Coach.
Good job. Coach doing a great job at Mosley High School. That's a good fit. He's nothing but a winner, and Mosley's nothing but a winner in baseball. They was baseball king.
He was it 12 state championship he won up there?
I think that's
He won a bunch of state championships. That's not easy to
you look who he's playing. Their schedule's pretty dang tough now. I didn't realize they hadn't how many one game?
One home game.
One home game. And what's the record now?
6-2. Yeah, and I think they only have 6 home games the whole year.
Well, I'm sure it's hard for them to get games. I'm sure it is. Arnold's, Coach Jones says it's tough for them to get games this year. I know Bozeman has a problem every year trying to get good competition. When you win, nobody wants to play.
Right.
That's the problem. All right, let's talk about some. I tell you what's not a problem. Dr. Chad Mitchell. If you get injured, Chad's been on the sidelines for 23 years here in Bay County. A legendary doctor. He'll be here Monday morning talking to us. Looking forward to him getting back. I'm glad you showed me those pictures of Chad. I will
Chad
bust
is
his
styling
tail,
out now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
He's into those driving trucks and all that kind of stuff. What's it called he was doing?
It was four-wheel. He's out in Valley of the Fire. It's a state park out in close to Las Vegas. He's riding through.
Having a good time. Dr. Chad Mitchell, love him. El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill. I don't know if we're going to go there tonight or tomorrow night. The best Mexican food you can get anywhere. $5 pictures. You buy one margarita, the next one's free. Same thing with house wine and draft beer. But they have lunch specials every single day. Go try it. I think you'll really enjoy it. El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill. If you love golf, there's only one place you're going to go. That is Bay Point. We should have told Coach. I'm sure he's heard from people in Lynn Haven. You want to make some big money fundraisers, get yourself, have a Mosley baseball golf tournament at Bay Point. You will make big money. Ron Moe will coach you up. Just listen to what he tells you to do, and you'll make big-time money. Get out to Bay Point and play golf. Have a good time. And, again, we want our bingo back. Do I need to start singing that again or not?
Yeah.
Bingo! We got to get that bingo back. But anyway, hey, great having Coach on today. Coach Howard from Mosley High School. We'll have him on every Thursday. Tomorrow is Coach Patton, the legend, Coach Jeff Patton. We'll be right back. Tommy Santamont, Jeremy Pridgeon on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida Pepsi Big Bracket Challenge.
Oh, you saw that coming, Raph.
We're taking March Madness to the next level. Join our bracket challenge at ESPNPC.com to compete with other ESPN Northwest Florida listeners. The top 3 brackets win cash and prizes, including $500 for first place. The ESPN Northwest Florida Pepsi Big Bracket Challenge is sponsored by Panama City Toyota, PCB Hobby, and Buffalo Rock.
Let your spring adventures begin today at Bill Bird Kia. The SUV family is built for all adventures, and the possibilities are endless. Now offering 3.25% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today, 2435 East 15th Street, or anytime online at BillBirdKia.com. We're going to treat you like family and give you that peace of mind that you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance for the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento with $22.22 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 4/3/23.
If it's Western wear for the whole family you're looking for, there's only one place to shop. That Boot Store. The selections are huge and many of your favorite name brands at affordable prices are available. Want the finest in work clothes? Famous Carhartt work clothes are available too. Open Tuesday through Thursday 9 till 5 and Friday and Saturday 9 a.m. till 5:30. Next to Kia 15th Street, Panama City. Remember what Joe always said, keep Jesus in your life every day.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. All our great folks up in 102.1 Mariana, 101.9 Port St. Joe. This is the Leighton Bell Hale Network. Leighton and I, Lorelei, Jared, Mariah, Julie, we're going to be out next Thursday, Friday. Tommy Salmon's going to be out of town. Jeremy's going to be out. So we'll have a national show. Leighton said, Papa, I want to go to Universal. And I said, all right, let's go to Universal. So we're going to go. You ever been on the money ride down there? Okay.
No,
Jared,
I won't either.
Jared tricked me into getting this thing.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, and I saw John Haley ride it too one time. That was pretty funny.
I can imagine.
But you get on, I said, it's not bad at all. It's bad. You get in there, it's dark. You go backwards. You flip around, turn around. I mean, it's crazy. Then if a fire lights up in there, and I think there's a devil or something in there. It's kind of spooky. A mummy was in there. That's what it was, a mummy ride.
They tripped me in getting on that ride, the Avatar ride.
Yeah.
Man, I almost got seasick on that. I would never do that again.
Now, is that that's Disney?
That's when they flying through. Going through the.
Well, Lorelei and Leighton want to go to the great ride, the E.T. ride. E.T. If you're on the E.T. ride,
no, I'm not. I don't get on rides.
That one's not scary. That's a good.
If it goes around and goes,
takes you up in the air. Takes you up in the air.
I don't do that.
And I'm looking forward to seeing my Leighton and Lorelei today. We got to babysit them today. All right, I want to talk. We just got to listen to Coach talk about facilities in Georgia, the pay. There was an article. About all the. Coaches leaving Florida to go into Georgia. Some of the best in Florida leaving to go to Georgia because the pay is so much more. The teachers make more. The coaches make more. Some schools in Georgia, the coordinators don't even have to teach. But they, like Coach pointed out, they have indoor facilities up there. In Birmingham, there's schools up there that have indoor practice facilities for football. Baseball uses them. And I told Jeremy off there, I said, well, our state's really not a southern state. We've got people from all over the country move in here. And it's changed so much from 1980 when I first started doing this, and 45 years later, what's going on now, Tommy? We got people coming here and they got all the answers, and that's the reason we don't get the things I think that the true southern states have. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, a lot of your private schools in Florida, they have the facilities.
Yeah,
I mean that's what's a draw for them. They get the great athletes to go in there because they got good coaches too, but they also have really good facilities. But you got to remember, Georgia, they have a state income tax, and that's what helps fund some of these things in Georgia is the state income tax.
They got a lottery too.
Yeah, in Florida, they got the lottery too. In Florida, all we have is a lottery, and we at the bottom.
No, wait, time out. I think every time I pay for something in Florida, they're getting our tax money.
Well, you got a sales tax, but they don't have a state income tax. I don't know what it would. I have no idea what state income tax would pull in Georgia. It'd be millions and millions. I'm sure.
It'd be tremendous.
Tennessee doesn't have state income tax either.
No. Yeah, we're one. Us, Tennessee, a few others don't have that. So, but it does make a difference. I mean, that's why people say Florida has all these toll roads. Because
they make it up now.
Yeah. But you do talk about the facilities. That's certainly part of the draw. I remember officiating a playoff series up in Alabama, and we were in the Birmingham area. I think Oak Mountain. We traveled up from Montgomery to call it, and just before the game, weather was moving in, and Coach yells, "Get out the tarp!" and flips the switch, and here comes the tarp out of left field, and there go the kids to throw it out there, and we played on. Any field in Montgomery, as would have been done. We'd have been done. We'd come back tomorrow, but those places have that type of kind of investment in these facilities, and it shows. World-class facilities.
I don't know. To me, Tommy, you tell me if I'm crazy or not. To me, where it's important, I know I've interviewed and stayed with the superintendent in Live Oak, Swanee, and they offered us a job to go there. I think it was the same year that we could have came to Mosley, and that was a while back. But their facilities there at Live Oak were incredible. But I always go back, and I've talked to older guys, they feel the same way I do. If you want to go to a smaller town where there's only a few schools, maybe one's the ideal thing. But you definitely want to be in a school district where athletics is important to the superintendent and the school board members.
That's right.
Because without them, you're not going to get anything, and nothing good is going to happen. It starts at the top. If you want to have a good baseball program, football program, you got a superintendent, that's going to be a priority, and then they're going to be good. If you're not, they're going to get rid of you.
And see, we got our community is such a close-knit community. You got Rutherford, Bay, Mosley, Bozeman, Arnold, all in North Bay, all right here together, and it's hard to spread money out enough. It's going to help. But what it goes back to is the coach. I think the coach and of course we know boosters is a big asset to athletics in Bay County. Without them, I don't know if you could even have them. But boosters and you get a coach and they've got a good relationship with the boosters, you'll be surprised at what they can get done if they want to do it. And boosters, I'm telling you, like I know band boosters, for instance, they raise thousands and thousands of dollars. And depending on the sport, the boosters, that's what you rely on. These kids don't go these away games on school buses. Most of them, they take commercial bus transportation. It's because the boosters pay for it. And that's a very important part of athletics in Bay County is the boosters.
And you speak of boosters, there's none greater. And we talk about if it's important, if it's important to the community, they're going to have good sports. Look at Lynn Haven. They support, when I first moved here, they had better support than even Rutherford when Steve was there. Yeah. I remember going to Mosley when Charlie was coaching over there, and we had open day. I couldn't believe how amount of people came to the Mosley football games.
Oh, yeah.
Baseball games. Look at the baseball booster club there. Their basketball has good boosters. Lynn Haven, those people in Lynn Haven are the best. I mean, they love their kids. They love sports, and they support it, man. They demand great things. And that's the reason you better win at Mosley. You're not going to be there very long.
Yeah.
Arnold, Panama City Beach, boosters are pretty doggone good there also. But I would say out of Bay County, the best group of boosters, seriously, I think is Lynn Haven.
Yeah, right. And you brought up a point a while ago, and especially in small towns, you better, like you said, you better make sure that superintendent knows the importance of athletics and the school board. Those are the two entities that have to understand that athletics can be a vital part of that community.
Yeah.
I've seen it in our community when we had you, Steve, and
Charlie,
and Jim Scroggins over at Bay High School. Man, we were rocking and rolling. I mean, we had support, and the schools were much better off. More pride in those schools than when you got coaches like y'all out there working your butts off, and you making you're having great programs out there.
Yeah, I remember one time I'd heard somebody said they bragged on me and Steve and Scroggins, and they said something negative about Charlie. I said, "Let me tell you something." When Charlie Tate left here, he went down to Winter Haven High School, and I think he might still be down there. I think he just retired. He might be still doing it. I can't remember. I hadn't talked to him in a while. All he did was just kick everybody's butt down there. Yeah. He won huge down in Winter Haven High School. Yeah. The guy could coach.
Yeah, he's a good.
He was our rival when I was at Lake Wells, and he was at Bartow. That was our rival game. He could coach then. He got up here and it just didn't work for whatever reason. But when he left, everything went. He was a good football coach, really good, and a great man.
Yeah. And some coaches don't fit at schools too. They just don't. It just don't work out. And the best thing for them to do is go somewhere else where they're going to have a better situation.
Yeah. And Bill had a tough decision to make. They were close, and he had to pull the trigger and do what was best for the program at that time. And I'll never forget I was at the mall. Ruby Tuesday, that's what used to be in the mall. Remember that?
Right.
Charlie and I, we just had a meeting with you.
Yeah.
We just had a county meeting, so we were about to have lunch before we went back to school. And he said, "Bill just fired me." And I looked up and said, I just laughed. I said, "Yeah, right." And that's had a little tear in his eye. I said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "My God, y'all are so close." He goes, "Yeah, I thought." But it was sad, too, when you see somebody lose their job like that. It's sad. I really like Charlie Tate. Really thought the world of him.
Coaches like Charlie, though, they always have a place to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, another school welcome right in there. And
well, he had been at Polk County before at Bartow, and they knew what he could do, so they brought him right back. It's like when we left here, we went back to Lee County and worked there for 1 year, and then Layton came. We came on back up here. But I tell you, man, I do want to brag on two people. We're going to get, I can't believe we're one of the few, Jeremy, we're one of the few counties in the state that doesn't have a Hall of Fame for the coaches, players, and everything. It's kind of embarrassing. That shows it's not important to people here when you don't have that. But the two people I think should be put in Bay County Hall of Fame, right off the bat, is sitting across from me right there. Tommy Santamont, 23 years in Bay County AD, county AD, plus you're in the Hall of Fame, Florida. And the other one I would put, I'm telling you, I still think he's one of the best coaches of any sport, is Doug Lee. What Doug did at Mosley, win that state championship, and I met him in 99 or 2000, really impressed with the discipline. I mean, he was so disciplined. He was kind of old school, but I like that. But his players, man, were disciplined. They played hard. Chris did the same thing at Arnold. I think Chris had a good discipline program there. Speaking of Doug, his mother's in the hospital right now, so y'all pray for Mrs. Lee, and hopefully she'll do well, she's doing better, and make sure she knows we're thinking about. Pray for his mama. She's in the hospital right now. Wonderful lady, great family right there. But All right, we got to go. We got to take a break. Okay, we get back. We got Tommy Santamont talking about FSU, and Jeremy's got Alabama after that. You're listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Let's talk about Blue Sky Express Car Wash. Hey, Tommy, getting ready to trade your truck in. Take it down there. You're going to get more money on the trade-in after you take it to Blue Sky Express Car Wash. You already did it. I told you to listen to me. Anyway, get down to Blue Sky Express Car Wash. You'll absolutely love it. Newbies, 3 great locations. I'll talk more about them in a minute. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski. The legendary Dr. Ward. He will be. Hopefully, we'll get him on next Wednesday. He's been very busy lately, but we'll get him back on here. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, please go see him. 5 minutes can save your life. There's an office throughout Northwest Florida. Go see Dr. Ward. He does an incredible job. Right back, Jeremy Pridgett, Tommy Santamont, Big John on the board, Wildcat himself, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 102.1 Mariana, 101.9 Port St. Joe.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the sports talk monster on the Gulf Coast. Let's go! Destin, Panama City, and Mexico Beach. Listen on 104.3. In the Mariana, Chipley, and Bonifay area, hear us on 102.1.
Swing, line drive, left center field, that ball is down!
And now, Port St. Joe, Apalachicola, and Weewa. It's 101.9. We have Northwest Florida covered. It's ESPN Northwest Florida.
Thursday weather forecast, a blend of sun and clouds. Temperatures in the mid-70s today, on the east wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy skies overnight, about 65 for the low. A weather front coming in Friday with a chance of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Partly sunny in the mid-to-upper 70s on Friday. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Turf Pro Lawn and Pest Control. They take pride in caring for their customers' property by providing lawn and whole house pest control. Whether you have roaches or any other unwanted bugs in your home, Turf Pro has you covered. Or if your lawn needs weed control, fertilize, insect control, Turf Pro has you covered by providing custom treatments to meet your property's needs. No property is the same, so why should it be treated that way? Turf Pro, where the blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Call 850-890-5820.
At Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, you can find all the necessary items for an unforgettable fishing experience. From pin rods and reels to the best hand-tied rigs in Florida, we have it all. With the help of our friendly and knowledgeable staff, you can be sure that you have the right gear to make that big catch. Come experience a great local bait and tackle shop located directly off 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach, located just 5 miles west of Pier Park.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State. Woo! FSU spring football has arrived. Before we get into FSU update, brought to you by Tommy Santamont, Let's Talk to You is really brought by. That is Newbies. Get out, Newbies, have a great time. Charlotte, I brag on her all the time. Beautiful inside and out. Always giving back to the community. Her and John, wonderful people. They do an incredible job down at Newbies. Newbies, too, on the curve. Go watch all sporting events. All you spring breakers coming into town, you know about Newbies. It's a legendary place, and you're going to wind up there on a Friday or Saturday night, and you'll have the best music you can get anywhere in the state of Florida. It's incredible. They do a great job. I want to give a shout out to Kathy, too. Kathy does a great job down there. She kind of runs the show when John and Charlotte are not there. Wonderful people. All the people down at Newbies are great employees, great, wonderful people. Appreciate all you guys down there at all 3 locations. All right, Tommy, what do you got today for us?
Okay, I've got several things. I got baseball first. FSU just played Bethune-Cookman and beat them 10-1 in baseball, and their record right now is 9-3, and they have their ACC conference play coming up this weekend. They're playing Pitt Friday at 6 o'clock. Saturday at 3 o'clock and Sunday at 1 o'clock. That's at in Tallahassee, a 3-game series with Pitt. And they're doing, fairly good, I think. They have a problem with their pitching. Their bullpen is not what they need to be right now, but they're doing good. Softball, they're 20-3 right now. They're ranked number 6 in the nation. And listen to this. We're about to find out just how good FSU softball is, because they got a 3-game set with Oklahoma State out in Stillwater. It's Friday, March the 10th, Saturday, March 11th, and Sunday, March the 12th. That game on Fridays at 7, that game on Saturdays at 3, and that game on Sundays at 3. Oklahoma State is number 3. When they finish up on March the 12th Sunday, Tuesday, March the 14th, they only going to take on number 1 Oklahoma in Norman. So that could be 4 losses in a row. I mean, or they could win 4. You never know. But that's going to be a really a big series for FSU and softball. And they come back home after that game with Oklahoma and Stillwater, Norman. They come back with a 3-game series in their ACC with Syracuse Friday at 6, Saturday at 1, and Sunday at 2 o'clock. So softball has got their hands full this coming week. So we'll see how they'll do. Football, they're going on in spring football. They've only practiced, this will be their 3rd time. They're off today, I know. And Friday, they start with full pads Friday. And War Chant's been able to go and watch all their practice, the entire practice the whole time. And they've been different people just been going crazy. Wide receivers have been doing really, really well. But like Coach Norwell says, they're only in their pajamas now, so they'll get those pads on Friday. We'll see what happens. But it was good to see that Winston Wright. Remember, he was the kid that got in the car wreck, the great receiver.
Right.
He got in the car wreck. He's out full speed going to it now. He's been very impressive in the practice so far. And Jaheim Bell, that tight end from South Carolina, they said he's doing really. They got 5 tight ends that's really good. I mean, so that particular position is doing well. Now, the only problem we've got Robert Scott, Micah Pittman, Kevin Knowles, Aaron Hester, and Malcolm Ray. They're sitting out in the spring. They're not practicing mainly because they have various injuries, so they're out, and that's not good. But they got so much depth now, and as I read about the spring practice, and I mean, they're in shells, so you can't tell a whole lot other than the thing that impresses me the most is, and Coach Norville's mentioned it many times, is how the older guys are taking the younger guys and really working with them to get them better, and that shows that there's a lot of teamwork and solidarity in the unity of the whole team, and that's a big plus. But as we know, when you put those pads on, and you look at FSU and really any team, Alabama, it doesn't matter. Injuries play a big part in how you going to start your season. We know that if you lose 2 or 3 of those quality players, that is going to, and Alabama's seen that in the past year or so. And when they lose some of those good players, that of course all the players they lose are good, so it really affects how the team will do. But they have. FSU's finally got a great depth in their football program. All the areas are good, and defense is doing good. And so far, and they're 11 on 11. They're doing a good job. So we'll see how that goes with them. And Friday they'll start it out with a hitting, seeing what is going to happen with the kids, and hopefully we don't have a whole bunch of injuries. Basketball, men's basketball, thank goodness it's finally over. They played Georgia Tech in the ACC tournament, and they got beat by, I think, 3 seconds. A kid made a free throw for Georgia Tech, and they got beat 61-60. And this team set a school record in the history of FSU. No team has ever lost 23 games in a season. And Coach Leonard he made the statement. He knows what he did wrong. I think he didn't get in the portal. He thought some of the players that going to be there wasn't there. They went to NBA. He lost 3 of his quality players for injuries, so they were really down on their roster. I mean, they only had like 10 kids that's out there playing. And a lot of them, he said, I looked out there in this game and there was 4 freshmen on the floor. So it's hard. You can't play in the ACC or any basketball tournament with that type of deal. But he did make the statement. He says, this will never happen again at FSU. He's learned that I think he's going to try to bring in 3 or 4 new players in next year on the roster. And he's got some talent on there. It's just the thing that's going to get him is, we all know, the portal. Yeah, he's going to lose some of those quality players. Probably going to want to ship out and go somewhere else. And we've seen that. Texas A&M was a good example in football. They lost 24 of them or something left to go somewhere else. But anyway, they're over with the basketball. Another thing that's been going on, and we hear about conference realignment and looking at FSU and how they're trying to get the ACC to go with an unequal sharing of the thing.
I saw that.
FSU, Clemson, North Carolina, FSU, I think gets some most money back into the ACC, and they're sharing. 14 teams are sharing it equally. So they're trying to see if they can do that happen. And right now, they said probably 4 of the 14 ADs are for it. But the rest of them probably
North Carolina, Clemson, Florida State, the ones that want the money.
Yeah, the rest of them no, and I really feel like the FSU is going to be. They're going to figure out a way to get out of it. They are. I think they go. And you've been hearing about Pac-10 and ACC all to combine into a super conference. So we don't know, but I think that FSU they can't afford when they're playing Florida. It's going to get 70, 80 million, and they're only getting 42 million. Right. How can you compete? You can't do it.
And they're recruiting against Auburn, Georgia, Florida, Alabama. They're going to be left behind. They know that. Yeah. I want to go back to what you said, too, talking about the revenue sharing, not different. Now, Jeremy, did this not what happened when the Big 12 split up? Texas wanted more shares. They wanted their deal, their own TV net, more or less the same thing.
Right.
So it ain't going to work. I'm telling you. They might give them to try to keep it there together a little bit longer, but eventually that's going to split up. The ACC is going to go away.
Well, you see ACC, if Clemson, Florida State, Miami, or North Carolina leads it, the conference they're going to fold.
But let me ask you about, we keep talking about Miami. Now, as far as TV says, everybody wants that Miami area. That'd be unbelievable. But they haven't been good in football in a long time.
No.
I think the value, if I'm ESPN and I'm the SEC, my 4 would be North Carolina. You want to get another state, Virginia Tech or Virginia, probably Virginia Tech. I'm not sure about Virginia would fit or not. And then I would want FSU and Florida State in because look how many people watch Florida State when Florida State's on TV. Their ratings go through the roof. I mean, they just have since Bobby Bowden's been there. Florida's a blue blood, and Clemson's a blue blood. So football, that'd be great. I think it'd be great in basketball also.
Well, ESPN, I don't know what this deal is with Miami. They love Miami for some reason.
Well, look at all the people. But we already have the state of Florida, Jeremy. What do you think? What's your take on that? Would you take Miami or would you go to Virginia Tech? Would you want another state?
Well, Miami is one of these huge media markets. We talk about, college football being kind of the Bergs and the Villes, but it's shifting to where USC, Miami, these major metro areas turn on the television sets. Miami does have a problem of being relevant. I mean, you've seen those pictures of the stadium empty at kickoff, when they're playing. If they're not playing for all the marbles, there's no interest among the fan base, and that's to their detriment.
They've got the money down there, and John McVay told me they're going to build a stadium near the campus and share it with some professional soccer league or something like that. But you would think with the money they have, especially if they got in the SEC or the Big Ten, because I think that would be the 2 places they'd wind up, either SEC or Big Ten, they would have the resources then to build a small stadium on campus, which I think would save them.
Yeah. They got that Ruiz kid. I think Ruiz guy. He's a booster and he's a billionaire, and he's the one that's doing.
Is he not suing the NCAA right now? I think he's suing them.
He's been. They've been trying to
something
think
going
what
on.
They're doing is illegal. Yeah, like he's just giving them money and they're not doing anything for it.
Tommy, let me ask you this: when's the last time you guys felt the excitement from Florida State football? I mean, we're not even through spring football. And I see people are pumped up about FSU football. They're going to be good.
I mean, they're talking about national champ.
They beat LSU week 1. Watch out.
You gotta get a lot of the ducks in a row for that to happen. But they're gonna have a good team.
Don't you think they're gonna have to beat Clemson probably twice? They're going to take the top two teams.
Yeah.
So
they'll play them twice. If they only lose to Clemson, then they'll come out and play Clemson in the ACC conference championship.
2 losses with the ACC champion. I think they get in compared to. Well, it depends on what's going out to the rest of the country. But if they're 1-loss team, they're going to get in.
Well, I'll tell you, after reading a lot about them and looking at who they've got there now, talent-wise. They've got some good players, and they got depth too. That's the thing they've not had in the past.
They were talking about too. They're going to rotate defensive linemen in.
Oh yeah. They got a bunch of them.
Yeah, like Mickey used to do, which is like you said, they got depth now. All right, let's take a break. We get back. Jeremy Prison's got Alabama up next. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. If you love pizza, that's only one place to go. But it's not just pizza, guys. They got the best deli you'll get anywhere. Try the lasagna, the spaghetti. It's all very, very outstanding. Also, the bakery is incredible. The Napoleon, the bread pudding. You name it, they got there. The Paradise Cake's the best one I ever had. Everything down there is really good. John does a great job down there. We'll be right back. We get back. Jeremy Stevenson Air Conditioning, Alabama update. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
Yes and no. I love the fact that Alabama plays Tennessee third Saturday of October every year. Always have. I cannot imagine a year without Alabama-Auburn.
Right now, Auburn's kind of like a bye week, so it's pretty cool.
That's changing.
Auburn fans will say that, not me.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Thursday weather forecast, a blend of sun and clouds. Temperatures in the mid-70s today, an east wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy skies overnight, about 65 for the low. A weather front coming in Friday with a chance of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Partly sunny in the mid-to-upper 70s on Friday. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hi, I'm Tracy, your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to be helpful and to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Pick your sparkle and use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and I-dos.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, VO2 towards St. John, powered by Pepsi, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. Visit their feed store at the Youngstown location for all of your livestock feed, plumbing, electrical, lawn, and garden needs. They also carry local Chautauqua wines, baby chicks, and a full line of poultry supplies to get your chicks started off right. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hello, Alabama Update brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. And I tell you, I made my little heart, my little tail was just wagging when I saw that Stevenson truck when I was walking. People out at Bay Point love Stevenson Air Conditioning. You will too. If it breaks down anytime, day or night, they'll be there for you. They really, truly are great people down there. Family owned, local people. Take care of the local companies here. Stevenson Air Conditioning. All right, Jimmy, what do you got for us today on Alabama?
March Madness.
Here we go.
Getting the double bye is nice.
Yep.
Not playing today, not sitting on the NCAA bubble, all of those things that we're very accustomed to in Tuscaloosa. Not this year. So we're going to sit back and watch Florida and Mississippi State play, and Alabama gets the winner tomorrow at 12 noon as the number 1 seed. They get to play in the early series. You're not sitting around all day waiting, through 4 other games. So here we are, postseason basketball. They're coming off of a game that just had trap game written all over it. I texted you Saturday. They played 11 o'clock in College Station and came up short by 6, 67-61.
Who won that game?
A&M.
Did they?
Yeah, and Alabama couldn't hit a three-pointer. They weren't awake. It was early. They had just come off the game against Auburn. I'm making every excuse under the sun for them, but it just had trap game written all over it. So I think it was a good loss. I think sometimes you need one of those before you go into the tournament and postseason when it's one and done.
It's hard to win the regular season title and also
come around and play the tournament,
play in that conference.
And do you want to go and play 3 games this weekend and then roll right into the NCAA tournament? That's the other side of this, right. Because they've not played consecutive games since those very early season tournaments that start the season. And now they could play Friday, Saturday, potentially Sunday. Somebody will.
And people don't realize that, like you say, and having to flip it right back into the NCAA tournament. They don't realize in basketball, physically, it wears on your legs. It kills you.
Yeah.
Kills you.
You could finish Sunday and then find yourself in a first-round game on Thursday after having to get on a plane to go somewhere. And, that's we forget that. I don't know what traveling's like for me and how physically taxing that is. But
I'm going to find out that this week.
But I'm not going out to run 40 minutes on a basketball court while I'm doing it. So here we are, 26-5 at the end of the regular season, 16-2 in the SEC tournament, or SEC with just 2 losses over the course of conference play, which is pretty remarkable season for Alabama. But now it'll be kind of put up or shut up time. Alabama baseball, undefeated.
All right.
When have we said that?
But be fair about it. They beat Surfside and Jenks.
Exactly. Yeah. I have to sort of put a little asterisk by that 14-0. We all wasn't available there to round it out. But they played Samford and won 11-6. That was their first road game of the season. Went all the way to Birmingham and played the Bulldogs, beat them. They beat Alabama State by 2 touchdowns last night, 21-7. And I tell you, it's pretty soft this weekend as well. Columbia comes in out of the Ivy League, bringing their 2-5 record into the Joe. Then next Tuesday, if you want to see Alabama's baseball team, the closest they'll be to our area, they're going to play at South Alabama next Tuesday night.
All right.
So they're over in Mobile next Tuesday and then head down to Gainesville next weekend to open conference play. So I got a trivia question for you.
All right.
Something happened last night that never happened in Alabama baseball program history. Did you happen to catch what it was?
No.
4 consecutive games now where Alabama has hit a grand slam.
Whoa. Dang, I didn't know that.
Those 16 runs are one more than the 15 we had all last year. But no, that's pretty remarkable. 4, a grand slam is pretty rare feat, but to have 4 consecutive games with 4. A grand
4
slam.
different people?
Different players here, that hit grand slams. So we're going to find out very soon, the makings of this Alabama team, because the non-conference schedule is nothing like what they're going to face stepping into SEC play. SEC baseball, top to bottom, very good program. So Alabama's ladies, they had a big weekend. They played 2 against Robert Morris and 2 against Longwood, and then got victories over Mercer and Western Michigan at home. Also played UAB last night and beat the Blazers. But tucked away in that, Montana Fouts threw her 3rd perfect game during her Alabama career. Her first one since that World Series game against UCLA that she threw the perfect game, the Women's College World Series. They're on the road this weekend at future conference foe Texas. So they play Texas in 2 games. We'll play Texas State and Wisconsin and Austin, and then come back and play the University of North Alabama next Tuesday night. So Alabama's ladies are getting ready to wrap up the non-conference schedule. They've got Arkansas coming up in their first weekend of conference play the next weekend. A lot of discussion about Alabama's 3 permanent opponents, and Nick Saban has responded. The early word is Alabama has drawn Auburn and LSU and Tennessee. But there's a great piece from the Oklahoman that kind of gave the inside on what happened with getting to a 9-game schedule and the 3 permanent opponents, and said that the lower-tiered schools like Vanderbilt and Mississippi State, Missouri, they were favoring an 8-game schedule. They didn't want to go to 9. Mm-hmm. And the upper tier, Saban and Kirby and some of those others, they were in favor of a 9-game schedule. But it was kind of gridlocked. And the only way to bring enough votes to the table was to give something of a security blanket to those lower-tiered schools that they would not be facing those top-tier schools. So the conference proposed 2 tiers. In the top tier, you had Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Oklahoma, Florida, A&M, Auburn, Texas. Mm-hmm. In the bottom tier, you had Tennessee, Ole Miss, Kentucky, Arkansas, Missouri, South Carolina, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt. Tennessee, has not had the best run over the last 10 years or so. So that's kind of the aberration that's causing Saban some issue. That, they've just been in a slump. Mm-hmm. And he thinks that they really should be in that top tier. Mm-hmm. So in the permanent opponents, what they were trying to do was have everyone in the top tier play 2 games from that top tier and 1 from the bottom. And in the bottom tier, you played 2, and then you only had to play 1 out of the top.
Makes sense.
And so as this has been announced here, you've got, LSU, who has Ole Miss out of the bottom tier. It preserves an old rival. But then LSU also picks up A&M and Alabama. And you can go through, and now you begin to see thinking behind why they've selected these. Because you and I were talking about Alabama, Mississippi State as one that should be preserved. But that would have given Alabama 2 schools in that, quote, lower tier with Tennessee and Mississippi State.
I'm like Saban, I think Tennessee shouldn't be in the lower tier.
Right.
They should have been in the upper tier.
And if you look at this upper tier, I mean, you could make an argument that Texas has not been a top-tier team.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been down since, a while. Florida, marginal as to whether they would be in that top tier. Mm-hmm. A&M, questionable. So that was a very insightful piece into how did we get to where we are with the 3 permanent. Now, Sankey has come out and has really kind of pushed a little bit. He's not named Saban personally, but he said, if you're only looking at 3 games, you're not taking in the totality of a 9-game schedule that would be rotating, where you might have Auburn and LSU and Tennessee every year, but then you could easily pick up in that same cycle Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, South Carolina.
Same is true. You could put Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma.
That's exactly right. It's all in how those rotations are put together. So
did the ADs pick the tiers?
So the conference actually went in and did analysis of wins, losses, and tried to get some hard data on who has performed.
That's what you got to do if you're going to sell it.
Yeah.
How far back did they go? 10 years, 25 years?
10.
10 years back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Tennessee has not been as good over the past 10, but look at the early 2000s.
Good now.
Yeah, good now. Exactly. So, interesting little snippet there. And will there be any changes? That'll be what will be
They
interesting
always
to watch.
are.
Yeah.
Saban's got a lot of pull.
That's right. So here we go.
I think
Is that final?
Not final.
Oh, it's not,
No.
that's just proposed.
Texas, not Texas, Oklahoma's athletic director was interviewed, and he was talking about the future, what they've got to do. And we got to take a break. We'll get back. Make sure I bring this up because it fits in what you're talking about. All right, let's talk about some of our great people like Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason, love you guys down there. I tell you all again, this is truly one of the few things you can buy that actually pays for itself. Tommy's getting ready to buy another vehicle. He doesn't understand that. He thinks that, he trades one in, he's getting big money for the trade-in. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, big money.
I'm just messing with you. You know that. Stevens Air Conditioning, you buy that every month, you save money on your power bill, and over the year, over time, it pays for itself. Stevens Air Conditioning, number one, not even close. Family owned. Take care of them. They take care of people here in Bay County. Stevens Air Conditioning, number one. Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road. You want that vehicle to look brand new? Go try it. You'll absolutely love it. Newbies did our FSU update. Appreciate John and Charlotte. Great people. Great place to go have a great time on any night. Get out to Newbies, have a good time. Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, do not play around. Go see Dr. Ward. He'll take care of you. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, Jason Kovaleski. We'll be right back. Bay Point Golf in Auburn update. When we get back. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida Pepsi Big Bracket Challenge.
Oh, you saw that coming, Rap.
We're taking March Madness to the next level. Join our bracket challenge at ESPNPC.com to compete with other ESPN Northwest Florida listeners. The top 3 brackets win cash and prizes, including $500 for first place. The ESPN Northwest Florida Pepsi Big Bracket Challenge is sponsored by Panama City Toyota, PCB Hobby, and Buffalo Rock.
Thursday weather forecast, a blend of sun and clouds. Temperatures in the mid-70s today, on east wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy skies overnight, about 65 for the low. A weather front coming in Friday with a chance of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Partly sunny in the mid-to-upper 70s on Friday. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Let your spring adventures begin today at Bill Bird Kia. The SUV family is built for all adventures, and the possibilities are endless. Now offering 3.25% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today, 2435 East 15th Street, or anytime online at BillBirdKia.com. We're going to treat you like family and give you that peace of mind that you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance for the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento with $22.22 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 4/3/23.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, Eagle! Hey! I always say Martha King and James Guadalmar because they love those Auburn Tigers. And I tell you what, they also love Bay Point Golf, and we do want our bingo back. If you want to have a great time, get out to Bay Point and play golf. You want to make big money, we tell you all the time, but you better call him like today and make it, schedule that way out. Golf tournaments make big money, especially at Bay Point, because everybody wants to play there. You will have no problem getting people to come play golf at Bay Point, and you can make some big-time money. Ryan will coach you up. Just listen to what he tells you. You'll make plenty of money, get plenty of hole sponsors. Great way to make money. Great place to play golf at Bay Point. Tommy, Auburn update brought to you by Bay Point Golf. Real quick, Alabama had a decommit?
Yes, Martavius Collins was a 4-star tight end. He was committed to Alabama for 6 months. But on February the 6th, he decided to back off his commitment, probably because Alabama had five-star tight ends they recruited. So I don't know for what reason, but he did back off his commitment. And Collins was the number 292 overall player and the number 36 athlete in the 247 sports ranking. He was also the number 38 player in Georgia, and he's visited Auburn twice. And he's 6'3", 240 pounds, and Auburn has made him a strong priority to try to get him into Auburn. So it looks like in several year analysts are predicting he will probably sign with Auburn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Auburn, again, they're kind of on the same page now. The boosters and NIL deal money, I think, is going to flow pretty strong there. It's scary. Auburn gets on the same page. That could be some problems for everybody else in the SEC. Since 2010, I used to laugh when people say who would take the Auburn job. Since 2010, they've won a national championship. They played for one and lost to FSU and Jimbo Fisher, and they really controlled the game until the very end. So they could have had multiple national championships through 2010. They've won the SEC championship. They've beaten Alabama. They've beaten Georgia. This is truly a great job. Great fans. And it kind of fits in what I was going to talk about, the AD at Oklahoma. He was talking about, they did an interview with him, as they get closer to 2024, he's looking forward to getting in, and he'll be in, and maybe that's the article you were talking about. They'll have a little bit more to a little bit more say in what's going to happen to SEC for scheduling and everything else. But he said something pretty sharp that NIL deal is going to be important for Oklahoma football players once they enter the SEC. And he talked about facilities. Florida has a brand new standalone football facility, indoor practice stuff, beautiful, unbelievable. It's helping them recruiting. Auburn just got a brand new, they haven't been in a year yet, indoor practice facility, standalone football facility is incredible there. He talked about that. At Oklahoma, we have to upgrade our facilities. And with the new TV contract, that's going to be a little bit easier. But he talked about, too, not just the TV money they're bringing in. He talked about the boosters going to have to, help pay for it, private donations and things of that nature, and how important going into the SEC, we have to have these facilities to get the best players in the country to come play here. It's not just the NIL deals. This is what his opinion. Not just the NIL deals. It's also going to be about the great elite players want to come play and have the nicest and the best facilities you can possibly have, and they're going to get it done at Oklahoma. So it's the arms race hadn't stopped. My question to you two, what happens, though, down the road when the players are going to get 50% of the revenue sharing from TV? And I think it's going to happen. I do. I think they're going to happen. I think they're going to lose that. I think we'll give up 50. It's like the NFL does. I think whatever you see in the NFL is happening. I think it's going to come down to college football. How are we going to get to keep paying for other sports and building these facilities if you lose 50% of your TV market?
It's going to be near impossible.
Yeah. No. And as Nick and Kirby both said, we can't keep doing this NIL stuff.
You better make sure you got some multi-billionaire boosters.
Yeah, I agree with what you said, but sooner or later, those guys became wealthy, not being stupid. Mm-hmm. You don't get the return back on that kind of money that you're giving away to get a kid to come play there. No. And that's basically what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Sooner or later, they can't just keep on losing money. I don't care how many times Bryce Young comes signs a picture or a jersey or stuff like that. He's not going to bring $3 million into a business. I don't think.
No, I don't see that either. No, it's a subsidy in some level.
I have a question about Auburn. Their proposed rivals in football is Alabama, Georgia, and Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
so in reality, then Florida, Georgia, 1 year won't be playing.
No, Florida and Georgia are still rivals on the other.
Yeah. But won't they have that rotation deal going on where they won't play, or they?
No, they're permanent. Also for.
Okay. See, Florida will always have Florida. Okay. We'll always have Kentucky, Georgia, and Oklahoma if it happens. But I'm telling you now, once they get together, they've ruffled some feathers. Some people are happy, not happy. I think they're making a mistake going to 8 games. I think we should stay at 8 conference games instead of 9. I'm sorry. I don't think we should go to 9 until we see what's going to happen with the playoffs. If we're going to have the 12 best teams, let's play 9 games. We're going to have the 12. We're going to give away free tickets to come play the Pac-12 as week it's going to be in the future with Southern Cal leaving UCLA and Oregon and Washington. Then I think that's a joke. But we'll see how it plays out. I've already talked about that. Auburn, spring football is going pretty good. Hugh Freeze got the quarterback battle going pretty good. I'm hearing nothing but good things. He's hired a good coaching staff. He knows the SEC. He develops quarterbacks. I think if you're an Auburn fan, I think you'll be in good shape. Baseball's always good. Basketball, Bruce Pearl's got it done there. And it won't surprise me to see him do really well in the tournament. But I keep saying, keep an eye on Kentucky in the SEC tournament and the big dance also. When they play what they're capable of playing, Kentucky's got some good-looking players now.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Alabama? We know they have a chance. You think they'll win the SEC tournament?
I don't.
Huh?
I don't.
I don't think so. No, I think they'll get to Saturday, but I don't think they get to Sunday.
And if they don't play, they're capable of playing in the tournament every time they step on the floor. They get, how they have to come back and play from behind. That's going to catch up and get them.
They'll find themselves in Orlando week 1 instead of Birmingham.
Yeah, And I tell you what, they want them in Birmingham now.
Yeah.
And two, if you lose the SEC tournament, what effect is that going to have when they get in the NCAA tournament? I mean, it could go either way.
Sometimes, like you pointed out, it's good. You got your feet on, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
But see, Jeremy, you pointed this out. All that stuff they're dealing with, it's kind of quieting down a little bit lately, but it'll come right back
out there.
Yeah, that's affected those kids somewhat, and the coaching staff, the community, everything. That's been affected. Same thing with Georgia. Mm-hmm. I got the newest recruiting information up right now, and if we get time, I'll get that in there. I want to hit this because it's going to take us a while to get through this. This involves Auburn and everybody else. If you want to win a championship, you want to have a good record, scheduling is critical, and the other thing is your health, like you pointed out. Injuries are critical. All right, this is the strength of schedule. When you look at returning production, the other games you got to play, this is what the experts ranked the toughest schedules in the country. I'm going to go through a bunch of them, so it's going to take a little time. Louisville in the ACC, their schedule ranking, 115th in the country. He should have a pretty good year this year. TCU, okay, breaking news, Georgia just scored. Georgia destroyed them. They had no business playing for the national championship. I don't care what anybody says. TCU, strength of schedule, 105. Okay? So don't tell me strength of schedule matters. It doesn't. Alabama shouldn't play Texas. LSU and Florida State don't play each other because it doesn't matter. Miami's strength of schedule for 2023, 104 in the country. They better win some games this year. Southern Cal, 98th in the country. 98th strongest country. That's weak. Mm-hmm. Oregon, 97th weakest schedule in the country. Penn State, look out for Penn State, the Big Ten. They got a good team. They're ranked 90th schedule in the country, 90th. FSU, Florida State Seminoles. LSU, Clemson, Florida. They're ranked 78th in the country schedule. UCLA, 71st in the country. Georgia, I think this was all, I don't know how they came up with this. I thought it'd be a lot weaker than this. Georgia's schedule is ranked 63rd in the nation. And that's tied with LSU, 63rd in the country. Okay? Oklahoma, 58th in the country. Michigan, their schedule ranked 52nd in the country. Arkansas, 50th in the country. Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles, the Harvard of the South, 45th in the nation.
It's that road trip to Tallahassee.
that is probably our toughest game. Seriously, that really is. All right, we'll finish this up. We get back. Let's do one more. Vandy's schedule ranked 42nd in the country. Utah was 37th. Clemson Tigers schedule strength of schedule 35th in the country.
Really?
30th. All right, let me do this. Let me take a break. We'll come back and finish this up. We are the best station around, no doubt about that. We give back to the community always. ESPN Northwest Florida, Pepsi Big Bracket Challenge. You can win $500. We got gift certificates we're giving away. We got all kind of grand prizes we're going to do. We want to thank Panama City Toyota. We want to thank Buffalo Rock. This is a great thing going on. And just get involved in it. I think you enjoy that. We're always giving back to that. And that, again, is called the ESPN Northwest Florida Pepsi Big Bracket Challenge. We got a call. Can we wait?
No, that wasn't a call. That was the people from the labor law.
Thank you, John. All right, let's talk about J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. Best seafood, coldest beer. Every time you walk in there, you'll love it. The place is incredible. South Oak, title and closing. Chuck Tucker's #1. Not even close. He's always win. They never lose to Tennessee. Buffalo Rock, thank you guys for everything you do. El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill. You're going to have a great time. Happy hour, 3 to 7, Monday through Friday. $5 pitchers. Buy one draft beer. Next one's free, small. Margaritas, the same thing. House wine. Lunch specials Monday through Friday are incredible. You will have a great time down at El Rodeo Tequila Bar Grill, the newest and best Mexican restaurant right across the street from the Navy base. Don't forget about Bay Point Golf. We want our bingo back. I tell you what, Bay Point Golf, they got the best. The best lunch, not lunch, but breakfast going out there. You get all kind of food. The prices are really good. So get there early before you play golf. Get yourself a nice breakfast. The food's great, incredible out there. Really appreciate Ron and Dr. Warren, all the great things they do. We'll be right back. Tommy Santamont, Jeremy Bridges, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, your exclusive home for March Madness.
And it goes for the win!
We'll bring you every game live. It's the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament, college basketball's premier event, and it's all right here.
And the dream is alive!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The dream, yes!
850 Prepped, Bay County's newest meal prep delivery service. Fresh, fully prepared gourmet meals delivered to your doorstep. You have a hectic schedule. Because of this, 850 Prepped has created a local meal delivery service. 850 Prepped features individual and family meals, snacks, and breakfast. Sign up to receive their delicious weekly menu options at 850prepped.com. 850PREPD.com.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
By now, you've heard us talking about Tiger TV Pro. Hi, David Hayes from the Afternoon Underdogs, here to remind you about this incredible streaming service with over 6,000 premium channels. And the cost, you ask? $15 a month. Yes, only $15 a month. Every sports channel is available, including the ACC and SEC Network, the NFL, NBA, MLB, HBO, Showtime, and thousands more. For more info, go to our website at espnpc.com. Scroll down and click the Tiger logo.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out.
ESPN Northwest Florida. That's a great song.
Because
You ever feel like you're caught in a trap and just can't get out? We can always
That's
get out.
spring break traffic.
Yeah, I feel like on Bad Beach Road. I got that feeling quite a bit. All right, let's get back to the strength of schedules. Utah, we talked about them at 37. Clemson was 35th. All right, here now we're getting into some real games, real programs. Alabama Crimson Tide, their schedule ranks 31st in the country. Texas, LSU, Auburn, Texas A&M, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. I thought it'd be higher. Tennessee.
It's how much?
31.
31.
So I don't agree with this publication because when we get the top 10, you're going to go, what? Alabama's 31. Colorado Coach Prime is going to do a great job. There's no doubt in my mind, but their schedule is pretty difficult. They open up, I think, with TCU. And I think TCU is a pretty good favorite right now. Colorado ranks 29th in the country for a strength of schedule. Mississippi State, 27th in the country. Texas A&M, 22nd in the country. They play Miami at Miami. Texas Longhorns, I don't get this. They play in the Big 12. Their strength of schedule is 21st. This one, when I saw this one, I said, this is a joke. Notre Dame, strength of schedule, 18th in the country. I'm sorry.
They love Notre Dame.
They do.
I don't know why they do.
Tennessee strength of schedule, 16th in the country. They do play Florida. They got Alabama. They got Georgia every year. So I see those three. Auburn Tigers, 12th in the country. They do play a tough schedule. Georgia, Alabama every year.
Cal.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Kentucky was ranked 11th in the country.
Really? Dang.
Kansas State was ranked number 10. Here's your top 10 toughest schedules in the country. I don't see. They looked at what other teams had coming back, what production on offense, how many stars coming back on defense, depth of chart. They looked at recruiting. They looked at the schedule those teams played to get all this data, to throw it in a computer and came up with this. Here are your top 10s. Number 10, Kansas State, toughest schedule in the country. Number 9, out of the Big 10, Ohio State, number 9. They got Notre Dame, okay, that's a big one, and they play in the Big 10. Okay?
And they play Michigan.
And they got, Michigan.
Two games.
Florida Gators rank the 6th toughest schedule in the country. I didn't do the top 10. I just did the SEC.
At Utah, Florida State, Georgia, Tennessee,
South Carolina,
Auburn.
No, they don't have Auburn this year. A&M.
I think they pick up Arkansas.
LSU.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty.
Missouri came in at number 5, the toughest schedule in the country. And then I did write down the top 5. Missouri was number 5. They play in the SEC East in their crossover games. I could see that. But number 4, guess who number 4 is in the whole country in the SEC West? Ole Miss. Ole Miss has got LSU. They got Alabama. They got Auburn. They got all the West teams. Crossover game, Georgia Bulldogs at Athens. I get that. I can see that. Now, this one I don't agree with.
Tulane and Georgia Tech. That's not, that's not.
Tulane won the Cotton Bowl now.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're looking at non-conference schedule here, Georgia Tech's annual opponent for Georgia, Tulane in New Orleans, Cotton Bowl champions. They should win, but you could have found, Cadaver Tech, put them on there.
Yeah, Southern Mississippi. Listen to this one. Number 3, West Virginia. They're in the Big 12. Who they play outside the conference? Pitt.
Who are they going to pick up this year? Let's see.
They should be Ohio State and Penn State to be that high.
Well, are they renewing the backyard brawl, or are they playing Penn State? I think they're picking up one of those.
I was surprised at West Virginia at number 3. I don't agree with that one. Maybe the way they use their formula.
At Penn State, Pitt, they got both of them. So they've got Penn State and Pitt, and then they get into the conference.
Probably Texas.
Yeah, at UCF. Of course, this is that new Big 12 schedule.
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's been good. Okay. I think you'd pick all. I think the top 10 teams should be the SEC West. All of them should be in there. Number 2, get this one. Number 2, Michigan State. They do get Michigan. They do get Ohio State. They also play Penn State. I guess that's 3. Now, come on, that's 3 tough ones. But still, I kind of get it.
Don't forget Richmond and Central Michigan.
Yeah, that's true. All right, this is your pull this one up. This is your number 1 toughest schedule in college football. From the great state of South Carolina, the Gamecocks. South Carolina, SEC opponents, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida. That's 3 of them there. I wonder who their crossover games are against.
Okay, so football.
Read their whole schedule. This is the toughest schedule in college football.
This is supposed to be the toughest schedule in the nation?
Yeah.
Versus North Carolina and Charlotte.
Okay.
So Furman, the Fighting Paladins.
2 wins.
Yeah, at Georgia.
Loss.
Mississippi State.
Ooh, okay.
At Tennessee.
Ooh.
Florida.
Ooh.
At Missouri in the Battle of Columbia. At Texas A&M.
Okay, that's tough.
Jacksonville State.
Oh, that's a toughie.
Vanderbilt.
Oh, whoa.
Kentucky. And at home against Clemson.
How can that be?
No,
Did you get Southern Cal and South Carolina?
No.
I can't see that being
I'm
the
telling
number
you.
one.
Yeah. Well, think about it. Clemson's going to be competing. They think they'll compete from the ACC and playoff contender. That's Clemson. Georgia defending national champs. Tennessee Orange Bowl champion. Texas A&M is supposed to be better with Bobby Petrino there. I kind of get what they're coming from.
But look at there's 3 or 4 teams there. It's going to be wins for sure. I mean, Furman and I don't get that. Not at all.
Yeah.
Furman and Jacksonville State would be a really good ball game.
Yeah.
Let them play.
But I'll be honest with you, I would want to play Clemson, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, A&M. I still think it's a pretty good schedule. I don't think it's the toughest, but I do think it's pretty good. They threw all this information in, they threw it in the computer, and this is what it came out.
Now, a while ago, y'all said we was talking about Florida. Florida and Georgia don't play this year?
Yeah, they play.
Yeah.
I thought y'all said they didn't play.
No,
they do play.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Their annual.
They always play.
Yeah, they always play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, will that game remain in Jacksonville is going to be one of those interesting questions coming down the line.
No, it's not. Kirby Smart doesn't want it to be, and it's like Pat Dye said, we're not playing in Birmingham. If Kirby says they're not going to play in Jacksonville, they're not going to play.
Well,
they're going to play.
It's their decision.
But that's interesting to me because Kirby's from South Georgia. If you listen to people who are Georgia fans who live in the southern part of the state, they really do like the Florida-Georgia game in Jacksonville because it's travel. Right, it's the travel piece. And, it's interesting. You really can't get to Athens very easily from the southern part of Georgia.
They'll have to change the rules where they can do all this recruiting. Even that, he even came out and said Kirby's a recruiting machine.
What about the media?
You can't come in there to Jackson and show off Athens. You can't show off their facilities when you're in Jacksonville. The game's going to be played in Athens. It's going to be played in Gainesville. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's going to happen. I don't even care if they give him a lot more money. I think Kirby wants that game played there, and they're going to do what Kirby wants. They want to make sure they keep him happy. Speaking of
they're going to go home and home?
Yeah. Speaking of Kirby, Georgia players want the best on best, the new schedule. They had 3 former players, Jones, Smith, and Jackson. They were asked about what they wanted the future of Georgia. You're talking about the 3-6 new SEC schedule if it goes to non-conference games. Everybody was talking about Saban was not happy getting Tennessee, LSU, and Auburn. Georgia players, we want the best. This is what the players wanted. Auburn, Florida, and Tennessee. This is what Smith wants. He goes, I want Auburn, Florida, and Tennessee. Jones goes, I want Auburn, Tennessee, and Missouri. Why Missouri? I have no idea. Jackson goes, we want Tennessee, Auburn, and Alabama. We want to play the best. We want Bama. So that's coming from some of the former players. If you're a Georgia Bulldog fan, what would be your 3 teams? Just looking out from an outsider, put your Georgia hat on. If I'm Georgia, I want Auburn. Mm-hmm. I would want Florida. And I don't know. I think it'd either be Tennessee or Alabama. Wouldn't you want to see Bama coming in every other year?
Who they want or who they need? I wouldn't want Alabama. Alabama and Georgia have a real weird history, though. And they've sort of ducked each other over the years. I mean, it even goes back to the Bryant days, and so that one was
the lawsuit.
And they just kind of have always sort of passed. And
let me say this: Bear Bryant was coaching back then. They tried to put the SEC championship game in Atlanta. With the power that man had, it never would be played in Atlanta.
Yep, still be in Birmingham.
Yeah. Or somewhere, or
somewhere, Nashville, or wherever. Exactly.
It wouldn't be in Atlanta. He had the power to do that.
So I don't see Alabama and Georgia, really desiring to be that. Georgia's Auburn, Georgia. Alabama's Tennessee. I mean, if you're looking
if you're Georgia, who would you want? You 3.
I think you pick up South Carolina and Columbia. I mean,
that
border
makes
war.
Sense.
Yeah,
okay.
you get the South Carolina. Florida,
Georgia.
Auburn. Yeah. And you're 3 right there.
Okay. If you're Auburn Tiger, I wanted Florida.
Auburn, you want Florida.
Georgia,
Alabama. Georgia. Yeah. I mean, those are your three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you want an easy win? Yeah, I can see them wanting Vandy, but I don't know. I just remember Pat Dye when he was coach there. He didn't. Nobody intimidated Auburn. He wanted A-man corner, and they usually won them.
That Florida-Oklahoma thing is going to be the fly in the ointment. You are not going to have people wanting to go from Norman, Oklahoma to Gainesville, Florida, and vice versa every other year. Just not going to happen.
Well, Jeremy, think about this, though. If you're Oklahoma, I kind of want that game. I'm going to start recruiting big time in the state of – you already got Texas you're going to recruit. Now you come into Florida – and you say, hey, we're playing this state every other year. We're going to be here, and they're going to be out there.
We don't want them in Florida.
That's what I'm saying. I think it helps them recruiting if they play Florida every year.
Yeah, sure it does.
But it was kind of interesting listening to AD talk about those things. We don't know if this stuff's done, not. It could change.
I think it'll be tweaked. There'll be some tweaks.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some of our great specials. Come back and we'll talk a little bit longer. I know you guys want to hear us a little bit longer, so we'll talk a little bit longer. No calls today. What's wrong with the phone? We got one right now. All right, let's talk about some of our great people like the legendary Dr. Chad Mitchell. 23 years on Bay County sidelines. Any type of injury, go see Chad. You can listen to him here Monday, and we'll talk to him about his trip out to Vegas.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, see how he did. Also, I forgot my place. Where am I at? Dr. Ward, we got him Wednesday coming in. Maxville Sports Nutrition, Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, all those fine people. And we got, man, I forgot about my great team down there, Turf Pro. You want that yard looking absolutely beautiful? Turf Pro Pest Control, they can do that. They do a great job. Patrick and his team, they do a great job. Don't forget about Turf Pro Pest Control. They'll take care of all your issues. Michael Health Insurance Solutions, he's going to be joining us pretty soon. I got with him. I'm going to Medicare with him. The guy's incredible. He's going to be coming on the show, visiting with us on Thursdays. Guys, you're going to meet him. He's going to be coming in here with us. And he's going to be out in Oregon for a while, but when he gets back, he'll be coming in here and being on the show. I was looking forward to having Michael on here. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in Northwest Florida can change on a dime.
Gale force winds bombarded with heavy rain.
That's why 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has the most up-to-date forecast on the Gulf Coast. Hi, this is staff meteorologist Tim Root with over 40 years of experience. I know just how fast we can go from sun and fun to a serious situation. For the most accurate and detailed weather when it matters, rely on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Thursday weather forecast, a blend of sun and clouds. Temperatures in the mid-70s today, on the east wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy skies overnight, about 65 for the low. A weather front coming in Friday with a chance of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Partly sunny in the mid to upper 70s on Friday. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Spring is upon us here on the coast. There's pollen in the air and the daily temperatures are on the rise. It's when we all start thinking about those longer, warmer days. This is Todd Woodall of Woodall's Total Comfort Systems, and we want to make sure you and your air conditioning system are ready for the warmer temperatures to come. We offer spring cleanings to ensure your air conditioner is working at peak performance before the heat of the summer hits. Give us a call at 850-482-8802 to schedule your spring cleaning today. That's 850-482-8802.
Chuck was terrible at fishing. He spent many frustrating hours attempting to get results he saw from internet videos, aggravating trial and error fishing trips, and misguided advice from well-intended friends. Chuck is happy now with his newfound success after he visited Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, where we keep fishing fun, simple, and successful. See us soon at Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. We'll do 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. All of our great, wonderful people up in Mariana, 102.1, and Port St. Joe, 101.9. All right here ESPN. All right, we got a call. Let's take this call. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach.
Who is this?
This is Blake from the West End. I called last week, met y'all outside the office.
Hey, Blake.
You know, you hooked me up with the free T-shirt, so I figured I'd call back in.
You're a good man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you know, I listened to you about y'all talk about the Auburn rivalry there for a second, and you know, I was born in 1990, but I'm a lifelong Auburn fan. Grew up watching them. My mom worked for them for 20 years. Had season tickets. You know, I was there for the 2004 season, the Cam season, and up until about 2000. My last year having season tickets was the Kick Six.
Yeah.
So went out with the bang.
Yes,
but yes, but I'd like to, you know, I hear y'all talking Florida, and out of all the games I went to, and I've been down to Baton Rouge also, I think that, you know, you cannot discount the LSU-Auburn rivalry at all.
Okay.
And I would put it, I mean, yeah, Georgia is a great rivalry, but I'm telling you, when the Auburn fans and the LSU fans get together, it's like nothing else. It's maybe one of the most underrated rivalries in college football.
You make a great point. I remember when Coach Dye was coaching at Auburn. They went to Baton Rouge, and I think it on the Richter scale was like an earthquake happened in that game. Isn't that the game?
Oh, yeah.
Auburn, LSU. Mm-hmm. That's two of the loudest fan bases in all of college football, Auburn and LSU. You know what? You made a great point. I didn't even think about that.
Well, and also, I mean, you know, you had that I was there for the 9-7 game, but I'm going to go a different direction, too, with, you know, the Hugh Freeze acquisition and all that Lane Kiffin to Auburn mess.
Yeah.
Auburn Ole Miss is about to. I mean, it's even reared its head in basketball season. It's a growing rivalry too.
Tommy Tuberville, remember he came from Ole Miss? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Good
mean,
point.
but you know, I like when Auburn and Florida play each other, but you know, and maybe in the '80s it was different, but I know since I've been an Auburn fan, it just hasn't had, like, you know, it's just not one that I'm going to, like, get excited about.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I know there's history there, but, you know, I appreciate y'all taking my call, and I'm going to hang up and listen.
Hey, Blake, did you hang up?
No, sir, I'm here.
Hold on for a minute. When were you born? 1990. Okay, all right.
Just at the end of the and before the divisional.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. You probably want to. Well, now your mama worked there from what years at Auburn?
She started when I was, I want to say 9.
Okay.
And she left last year.
Okay, so she wasn't there.
20 years.
Okay, so I thought maybe she had been there when Coach Dye was coaching there. Let me tell you something. We used to, for 10 years, Phil Cobb and I went to every Iron Bowl. We'd go to one in Tuscaloosa, we'd go to Auburn. We'd go watch Troy State play, sit in the press box, eat their food, and get in the car and head on up to Auburn, watch Alabama and Auburn play at night. Bud Casey was the running back coach there for 11 years with Coach Dye. And I knew Bud, Phil's brother-in-law. I knew Bud when I was at Lake Wells back in the 80s. He signed one of my running backs, went to Auburn. Harry Mose from Lake Wells, Florida, went there. He was the next great running back. You had Bo Jackson, Brent Fullwood. Harry Mose was going to be the next superstar at Auburn. He was a freshman. He scored the last touchdown in Birmingham, last Iron Bowl, and Auburn won, I believe, 10-0, and Harry scored a touchdown as a true freshman. Got his neck, got a hairline fracture in one of his neck, could never play again. They did a halo device on him. You know, we want to talk about Jeremy, they screwed the heads with the halo on him. So he never played again. That hurt Auburn in the next 2 or 3 years. They didn't have an unbelievable running back like they did with Harry. But we would get tickets from Bud. Bud retired. He would get his tickets in Auburn, and I had connections in Tuscaloosa, so we went to that game for about 10 years. But I'll get back around to thinking. But when Bud and them were there, and Coach Dye was there, at the end of the year, it was always Georgia. It was Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. And he called it A-Man Corner. And that was one of the toughest schedules in football. But Auburn handled it pretty good. Man, when Pat Dye was there, they were beating those schools. I mean, they may not win beat all three of them, but they beat two of them every year. Auburn was a very physical, tough football team back then. And anyway, that's the reason I kind of always liked those three games. I enjoyed watching anytime Florida and Auburn played. And I will say this, one thing happened. Bud got to talking to the people at ESPN. You know, they come in and visit with you and watch practice. Well, Bud told him about Harry, and he also was recruiting a kid called James Roberson.
Yep.
That played for me, that also was getting ready. He didn't sign with Auburn, he signed with Florida State when they won their first national championship. Right. So Bud knew I'd be watching that game. So Bud told those people, Harry Mose got a great coach down at Lake Wells High School. So sure enough, national TV, I get all these phone calls, national TV, Harry makes a run, and sure enough, Harry Mose, the freshman running back from Lake Wells High School. His high school coach is James Hale, does a great job at Lake. This is on national TV. My phone blew up from all my buddies back in Alabama. They just talked about you. But that's how smart Bud was in recruiting. Of course, he knew me. Yeah. He knew me, everything like that. And when I heard that, all of a sudden, man, you know what? Auburn wouldn't be bad, James. That might be a good place to go. But then Bobby Bowden comes in. Bobby was unreal.
Anyway, it was over after that, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, though, I used to love watching that football game. Florida and Auburn was do you remember? You probably too young.
No, I remember Florida-Auburn games.
Yeah, I love that game. But you say, and you make a good point, LSU. Talk about that's pretty good. I get it.
Well, and we are, kind of looking at what's happened after 30 years of the SEC playing in this divisional format. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm a little bit older, can remember, the pre-divisional, pre-92 before Arkansas SEC. But, you've heard Auburn fans talk about the loss of the Tennessee game.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about that one anymore.
That's true. They used to be played in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Remember?
I mean, they played that one in Birmingham, and then it went home and home. But that was a big one for the older Auburn crowd, that went away. And so maybe this is a better balance to strike where you'll still get to Baton Rouge, but the older folks can pick up Knoxville and Gainesville with a little more frequency. Right. I think we all missed that. Right. I mean, that Georgia still hasn't played at A&M. It's crazy. So something has to show.
Like to go off of that, I don't know if y'all mentioned this before I got in the car. There's been talk about Auburn joining the East for 20 years now.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be a lot easier for Auburn to be in the East and just have that Alabama game at the end of the year, and then you rotate the other West teams.
Well, Blake,
and you get all those rivalries.
The last thing was said was be Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri to the west, Alabama, Auburn together to the east.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I think that would set up that'd set up some pretty good games right there.
No doubt. Hey, Blake, we got to get off, buddy. We're getting ready to get off the air. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for calling. War Eagle, baby.
No problem. War Eagle. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, I tell you what, Bud Casey. What a coach, man. You met Bud?
Yeah, sure.
He'd come down and watch the game. When he retired, he'd come to Arnold games, watch Arnold games and stuff. That was pretty dang cool, man. All right, Jeremy, tell us what's going on down at the churchyard. Everything good?
Everything's good at First United Methodist Church, Panama City. We're just gearing up for Holy Week and Easter a few weeks away now, and all good things happening with children, youth ministries, so exciting times happening downtown.
Tommy, have you told the governor yet, yes, you'll take the job, or no?
No. When he called the other day, I told him I was going on a trip. I didn't have time for that.
Was he upset?
No, he said, I'll just find somebody else.
Yeah,
I said, okay.
I asked you to give him my name, and you didn't do it.
I was about to tell you. I said, I know somebody would be willing to take it, but he might cause problems.
He will cause problems. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, all right. We got next week, again, you two guys won't be here. We're going to have an extra show. Spring break. We'll be down Orlando, and so we'll be off next Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow we got Jim and Jason Kovaleski. Ron Movey is tied up with the golf tournament, will not be with us tomorrow. I'm disappointed. I know we're disappointed in that, but we do want our bingo back. Big John, you going to be here tomorrow ready to go, baby?
No, I quit.
And don't forget about our big, where's my notes? Bracket. The ESPN Northwest Pepsi Big Bracket Challenge. That's a big deal going on. We always giving stuff away, man. We give trips to baseball games, Atlanta Braves, Atlanta, SEC Championship game, Atlanta, Daytona Beach. In 5, 4, 3, 2, we are out.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdogs.
And everybody has made just this huge deal out of Bryce Young going from 196 pounds to 204 pounds. That 8 pounds is not going to make a difference.
I'm surprised he didn't put on more weight